Hello, Comp2. I wanted to give you a brief intro to classical argument and the definition essay and hopefully answer a few of your questions. If you have questions that I don't answer, please let me know and I will do my best. So, classical argument is the traditional form of argument, or argument and persuasion are used interchangeably in the book. So it's the classic form of persuasion. The idea is, I'm right, you're wrong, here's why I'm right, here's why you're wrong. So classical argument's goal is to convince other people that your opinion or your point of view is the right one, or at least the one that has the best backing or support. The book does have an outline of what a classical argument would look like. It's pretty standard or basic, but that's more or less what you can follow when you do your definition essay. So there are basically two different forms of definition essay, but the more basic or general form is you take an abstract noun and you define it and you provide examples. The form of definition essay that I want you to write is actually operational definition. And there is an assignment in Canvas called operational definition, and I've written out quite a bit of explanation of why an operational definition matters. But an operational definition basically establishes criteria. So they're criteria that you can kind of check off to make sure that what it is that you're looking at fits into that definition or is an example of that. So one of the examples that I give you in the operational definition assignment is marriage, and how that definition can exclude or include different parties based upon the criteria that it's defined with. So if your operational definition is that marriage is between a man and a woman, then you've excluded people who are of the same gender. So you've excluded homosexual marriage. If you say that marriage has to be a religious union, then you exclude people who are either not religious or who choose to marry outside of the church. So in a courthouse, for instance. Or I've been to Thunder hockey games where they marry people on the ice for Valentine's Day. So that would exclude those unions. Some people want to say that marriage is lifelong. So if you say that marriage is lifelong, you've either excluded divorce, or you've said that if a union results in divorce, then it wasn't a true marriage. So that's what operational definition means. You come up with, these are the criteria that fit this term. So here's the question: why does it matter? Well, it matters based upon those topics or those ideas that I mentioned. Homosexual marriage. It matters how you define marriage. Religion. It matters how you define marriage. The other topic that I introduce in the operational definition assignment is abortion. And the definition of abortion matters. So if people say abortion is murder, okay, so some people claim that. Well, that draws into question not only the definition of abortion, but also the definition of murder. So in order for a murder to happen, does the individual who is killed have to be human, or have to be a person. And then you have to consider, what is a person? Is a fetus a person? Well, they're human, so is a human being automatically a person? Can a person be a non-human being, like an animal, an intelligent animal, like an elephant? And so all of those terms matter when you discuss terms like abortion. So person comes into play. Murder comes into play. Can an abortion be non-surgical? So if it's accomplished through the use of medication, is it still abortion? Is there a certain threshold at which it becomes an abortion? For instance, if a woman chooses to take the morning after pill, is that abortion? Because the morning after pill prevents fertilization, but a fertilized egg can be prevented from also implanting in the uterus by the morning after pill. So would that be abortion? And if so, does it need the same sorts of regulations that surgical abortion does? So here's where we come to your essay. I don't want you to define every term. So if you choose the term abortion, you don't have to define murder and person and all of those other terms. I want you to think about what topic you might want to write all of your essays about. You're not tied into the same topic. You can change your mind, but you can write all of your papers this whole semester over the same topic. If you do that, then you could theoretically use some of the same information and incorporate it into the later papers, so it can save you some work. So if you choose to write your paper about alternative energy sources, and that's going to be your topic for the semester, then you might want to consider one of the terms like energy or wind energy, solar energy, alternative energy. Those are topics that you could consider. And think about, why does it matter? So if someone, like, are you going to talk about solar energy as a person who has a solar cell on top of their house and they use that for their own personal use? Or do you want to talk about the commercialization of alternative energy sources like wind farms? Maybe you want to define wind farm. So those are the types of things that you would want to think about. And like I said, if you have additional questions, please let me know. If you want to run a topic by me or try out an operational definition before you commit, just let me know and I'll respond. But your operational definition will be those set of criteria that would apply. So if you're writing about alternative energy, then your operational definition could be alternative energy must not be from fossil fuels, must be a readily available source, must be applicable both for the individual and commercial user. I'm just making this stuff up as I go. And then you can look at, well, does solar energy fit into alternative energy? And then you would apply your criteria. Because some people would say that the use of propane, for instance, could be an alternative energy source. So what's that called when you use a dam? Anyway, whatever that would be. Is that an alternative energy source? And what are the criteria? So I'm going to go ahead and cut off here. I hope I've helped and not made it worse. But like I said, if you need additional help, please let me know and I would be happy to help you. I hope you guys have a good week and I will talk to you again soon.